Okay. Three, two. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Mugshots, a subsidiary of the Barcast. And today we have with us our very special guest, S Park,
Hello.
who, as I understand it, does hand drawn stuff as well as hand sewn plushies.
Yep. I am a total Luddite and don't do anything digital, but I did enjoy art and currently make was nice.
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 We all aspire to that, and we fail miserably. We're so glad somebody actually does it.
Hey, I drew a straight line today. I'm an artist.
Okay, full disclosure, I make half a living at it because I do have a spouse who also has a job, so you know.
Mm.
But
Which
we
is
do
what
alright.
marriage is all about. No, I'm kidding. Okay,
I
and we
wish
have
Raph, can we get married?
no. Are you kidding? I'm barely above minimum wage right now, and I'm just about starving. Okay, we have our usual streamers here, podcasters, whatever you want to call these dumb shits. We have Alex underscore.
Hello.
El Campeon,
Soy el
I'm saying that
campeón de los amigos.
Japanese Waffles.
Kyrie is fucking pissed. You know, it's going on my stream now. That picture. It's going on the stream.
Do
There we
it.
go.
Nice. Put it there. All right, and we have the winner air conditioner.
I have always been here.
Okay, and I'm your host Ravage, and today we are all kinds of disoriented. And so we'll start with Not Enough Coffee, who says there's only one appropriate question to ask. Why is Christmas the best holiday? I want this discussion to last at least 15 minutes because I fucking love Christmas.
Well, you could go kill
Well,
yourself.
fuck you. I'm gonna spend 15 seconds.
Christmas is overrated. What?
This is
Fight me.
That was so innocent.
Hey, someone's gonna get purged tonight.
Christmas is good. Though I will say, it overstays its welcome.
Very much so. Back when I worked at Cracker Barrel, I started working in August, and they already had Christmas shit up.
Oh god.
Yeah.
God. I will admit that whenever I see like Christmas shit coming up like months in advance, I just cringe. It's so cringe worthy. Like,
Yeah.
save that shit for at least after Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Well, from a business standpoint, they have to start as early as possible because people are retarded.
Yeah, no, just have it year round then. Why not just have it year round?
Didn't we have that Christmas in July thing for a long time?
Fuck. Yes.
Yeah, sadly.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't get why it disappeared. It was really popular for a long time, but I haven't seen it for a very long time.
I still occasionally will see like a Christmas in July sale or whatever at some stores, even if it's just like to sell out some shit.
I've been to a Christmas in July themed party recently, but not seen it in stores, thankfully.
Mm.
When you say recently, was that in July?
Well, I mean, if you want to go, swimming in the middle of winter,
hold on.
American winter anyways, you can move to the southern hemisphere.
Well, I think we're all missing the true answer here, which is that Christmas is so great because of the beautiful music.
Fuck
Yeah.
Christmas.
Stuff, and there's some stuff I would like to have permanently declared a war crime and banned from the radio. So that depends on what you mean by music.
Examples, please, examples.
The Christmas shoes is a crime against humanity. If you don't know that song, it's the one about buying shoes for his mother that's dying of cancer, and it's a little boy in the store, and it's supposed to make you cry, and it makes me want to punch people.
Fuck you, you won't make me cry.
But he wants his mom to look beautiful because she's meeting Jesus tonight.
Oh God.
Yes!
Yeah.
See why the punching people? That's just so sappy. It's disgusting.
Eh.
Anyway.
Well, I mean, okay, recently I've had kind of a crisis of faith and have come to terms with the fact that religion is complete and total bullshit. I know we're not supposed to talk about it, but
You just did. Okay.
Rav, you sure like to break your own rules.
I know. But I mean, I say that to give some context. Every time now that I hear, you know, Jesus loves you, yes he does, you know, whatever that fucking thing is, or anything that has to do to it, I'm like cringing so badly. The only time I don't is for certain Christmas songs like Emmanuel.
Yeah, they're just pretty. It doesn't even matter what they're singing about. I mean, to some people it does, but that's a gorgeous song.
Oh, it
I like
is.
a whole
And I
lot.
found a heavy metal version of it, and it's so fucking good. Like straight up death metal, you know, and screaming and everything. But they also include actual like light tones, soft tones, you know, and it mixes so well.
That's one of those like it's I don't know, it's on the bucket list someday. I'm a strictly amateur musician, but someday I want to perform a holy night somewhere because that's just way too fun to sing.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Some you know some songs like that they're beautiful.
Yeah,
Them sung out like that. And then you'll have songs that are Grandma got run over by a right.
I can feel.
Rocking around the Christmas tree.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
That's just it's all right, but man, it's kind of
No, okay,
Yeah,
that's one big complaint I have about Christmas in general. Is just the thankfully I don't listen to the radio anymore, but back when I used to, oh fuck, just kill me.
It just eats half the stations out there, and you
It
can
eats my
change
soul.
channel. Surely the rock station will not be playing Christmas. Rocking around the Christmas tree. Help!
That's like it ate up whatever soul I had.
Well, I mean, I'm actually kind of surprised, and please correct me if I'm wrong, and I'm sure I am. But
You're
why
wrong.
is it that all of our Christmas songs revolve around the Christian version of Christmas and not the heavily European influenced traditions of Christmas? The Yuletide log, you know, praises to Odin and so on, where it started.
I don't think they praise
Because
Odin
fuck
anymore.
America.
Yeah, American
Because we
commercialism, man.
We are God-fearing Christians.
Odin's a god.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why we don't like to sing about him. We're afraid he'll come after us.
Heathens.
He's not Yahweh.
Yeah, but I looked it up. This was part of a huge thing that I did for something in college. I don't remember what it was. And I was looking into Viking history and whatnot. The word heathen does not mean like infidel or anything like that. It means a heathen is someone who dwells in the heaths, basically a peasant, someone who is not well endowed with riches and so on, so that, you know.
Word shift.
Yes.
Mhm.
It's just like
It's
the word
like-
cult. The word cult does not actually have a negative connotation. You can look it up. It's just only recently that it's been turned to something, you know, oh, they're a cult, they're bad, you know.
Well, it's like the term awful used to mean something bringing out awe from people instead of having a negative connotation. Actually, it used to have a positive connotation.
Yeah. Or it's like how epic has become used for anything that is mildly above the norm.
No, epic
Yes.
has just turned into cancer. Let's be real.
Hey, no. You cannot diss on Epic Games, because they are epic.
Oh, that's another word, cancer. But I fully support that word shift. So
Well, it's still relatively.
How did we get from Christmas to cancer? I mean, Jesus Christ.
because cancer, because I was about to say cancer music.
Oh, right, because the Christmas shoes, and the little boy was getting shoes for his cancer-filled mother. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, there we go. We
Also,
got-
Christmas itself is cancerous. It
Hey,
is continuing to spread throughout the year.
Commercialized Christmas is cancer. I mean,
Hey,
come on.
Okay,
air
yeah.
conditioner. air conditioner. If you keep that up, I'm gonna send you to the gulag.
Well, I'm not always so sure about all the, family togetherness part of Christmas either. I see mine plenty.
Oh god, yeah.
Eh,
Yeah.
depends.
Well, I mean, Christmas is supposed to be, as they say in movies, but don't actually promote this. Christmas is supposed to be you taking time out of your job, out of your busy life to just, take a day and a half to spend with your family, just with your family, sitting around talking, enjoying each other's company. Nothing's going on in the background. I mean, somebody might be cooking something, several people might be cooking something, but, it's still a walk into the kitchen and talk to them kind of an event. It's not like get the hell out of my kitchen while I make you your fucking dinner.
That's a very Norman Rockwell image you're painting there.
Yeah.
So,
I just want to buy me stuff.
I have nieces and nephews that bother my mother quite a lot when they're over at her house.
Oh, good.
yeah. I got my little squirt down for a nap before doing this, so
I should hope so.
oh yeah. If she was still up, there would have been a lot more of me mysteriously not being at the microphone for no announcement.
Mommy, what's FullCon?
No, she doesn't talk yet, thankfully. So we didn't have those
Oh,
conversations
God.
yet.
That'll be
Oh.
the
You don't
first
have
word.
to. You don't have to explain to her what furries are.
Yeah,
Yet.
that I'm sure that's coming.
Yet.
But yeah. Oh,
Hey,
boy.
here. Hey, honey, let me show you my fursuit.
Yeah, we're gonna have problems, real problems, when she learns how to read. I mean, right now I can
Oh,
type the
God.
smut with her on my lap.
Oh,
God.
Eventually, not so much.
Why is everything white?
Well, that's
Mommy,
why
what's hot seed?
one of my favorite smut artists stopped working for basically that reason. Phil Folio. If you ever read Xenophile, they're
Oh,
they're
yeah.
comics
Oh,
back in the
yeah.
day that are
Yes.
amazing. He doesn't do them anymore. Because he had kids. That's why he stopped.
Aw.
Yeah. I mean, what he's
He-
working on now is fantastic because Girl Genius is great, but I kind of miss Xenophile.
Hmm.
Damn.
Is this pony stuff or?
Yeah.
No. Well, Xenophile isn't.
I
Although
mean, what he did.
pretty sure there's an episode. There's one with a centaur in it that does involve and also a horse, I should say.
And
But,
also,
No, it's science fiction sort of think PC things. Only they're porn. So
Hmm.
these weird concepts. What if there was a lady who was a robot and could detach her husband's penis and play with it while he's away?
oh, so robotic Lorena
Vaguely
Bobbitt.
intellectual, but also really smutty.
So
Yeah.
so S Park, you're basically describing a robotic Lorena Bobbitt.
Okay. Yeah.
Huh.
It's actually part of what inspired me to start writing smut myself, because the first smut I did, which was Embers, or that I published anyway, was kind of like Pony needs its Xenophile, because the other thing about Xenophile is it has very happy, healthy attitudes towards sex.
Mhm.
Nobody's
is rare.
ashamed about it,
Yeah.
it's all very wholesome, which is weird to say of smut, but it is. I wanted to try and do that, that's why I started writing Embers, was to try and do sort of vaguely wholesome-ish pony porn.
Hmm. Well, I mean, there's good sex and bad sex, so, and we don't need to get into depth about that. If you need to know the differences between that, you have Google.
Yes.
Okay, so Not Enough Coffee also asked what, wait, maybe I should do some art questions. Well, here you go. What got you into drawing and writing, biggest inspirations, and what genres do you prefer to read?
Honestly, I can't really remember when I started drawing. I remember writing and illustrating a story about Care Bears at the age of about 5 or 6. So this has been my whole life. I can't put a beginning on it. It's just something I've always done. As far as favorite genres, I read a ton of science fiction, fantasy, pretty fluffy stuff. I've never been into literature with the capital L that much.
Hmm.
Although I do enjoy the science fiction and fantasy classics. I like, Asimov and Heinlein and all that shit. So, yeah.
Nice.
But probably, I mean, I've been told I write like her. My biggest writing inspiration is probably Mercedes Lackey, which is not exactly high-minded. But whatever, it's fun. If you don't know Mercedes Lackey, she writes fantasy novels in which people have special telepathic bonds with magical horses with special powers. So it leads pretty naturally into pony.
Yeah, I was about to say.
I might have to check that out, actually.
It's Heralds of Valdemar is her horse-focused series. They're teenage girl as fuck and 80s as fuck, but there's some really good stories in some of them, so...
She writes 5.5 novels per year, apparently.
Yeah, very prolific.
Wow.
Very
Crazy.
productive.
Mhm.
Kidding.
Yeah, I don't write quite that much.
That's 5.5 more than I write.
You're getting
don't
there.
mind my phone going off in the background. Somebody's trying to call me on the number I don't recognize.
I have a hard time with long form stuff. I've written some novels, but even as novels, they were short. And I do a lot of short stories. I like things under 5,000 words a lot of the time.
Yeah.
It's easier to do, for one thing.
Yeah.
And sometimes you have these little ideas and you just write the idea and then you're done. You don't have to turn it into an epic.
Can you say what that series was again?
The Heralds of Valdemar?
Because I apparently misspelled it so badly that they gave
Here,
me
I will-
Voldemort.
Here, I'll
Do I
post
need
it
to
in.
type it
I'll
into the
post it in chat.
No, I got it.
No,
I got it.
I got it. Oh, okay.
Okay. Leaving that to the side for a minute. See, what genres do you prefer to read?
She just said that.
Yeah.
I don't
She-
remember. Sorry.
She killed 3 birds with 1 stone, pretty much.
I know. I know.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm being
Nah,
too
you're
concise.
fine.
You're being too efficient. How dare you?
Yes, that's just dreadful.
How dare you?
So obviously sci-fi, fantasy, and
I have a question. Do
Hmm.
you like dystopian?
That's one where it really depends. Like a lot of dystopian fiction that's considered classic, take, 1984, Brave New World, I don't know, The Giver, whatever. It just makes me pissed off at everyone involved. I don't like the kind of story where not only is the dystopia stupid, the people living in it are stupid, their problems are stupid, it's focused on all this petty little shit, and it's everything about it is hopeless and blah 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 blah. It just annoys me. Like, I get that there's a point and that some people really like it and it's making commentary and whatever, but I don't enjoy it. I do like dystopian settings with a more like revolutionary, somebody's trying to fight the power, there's something interesting, there are likable characters who have brains and aren't brainwashed. I mean, I recognize maybe if you grow up in a dystopia, you probably would be brainwashed, but
Yeah.
I'd
There-
rather...
so 1984 is, I think that's what it's called.
Well, what's
Not my
interesting is in 1984 is that the protagonist Winston, he's actually not really brainwashed because part of it is he was born the formation of the super state.
Well, and I'm
think you
thinking
would
of the
think-
right thing, right? I think. All right, I'm getting visuals mixed up from an old movie and an episode of The Twilight Zone. So I'm trying to separate them because they're very similar.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, 1984, I mean, and it's a great big honking downer. Oh, he starts thinking his own thoughts and he meets a girl and things get interesting and maybe kind of hopeful, and then the state crushes it all out of him forever.
That's the
The end.
point of dystopian.
And I know it's the point, but I don't enjoy it.
Well, see, and now I like
So-
dystopian that's more like cyberpunk, where
Oh,
you've got
yeah.
the underdog and you're rooting for him, and
Yes,
he is
there you
literally
go.
fighting against the powers that be, all the way from the cops to the corrupt corporation.
Yes,
So,
and
like-
I don't mind a bad ending, but when everything about it is just grindingly negative everywhere, I just don't enjoy it. That's not fun for me.
There is a dystopian book that I read, often cited as one of, if not the first dystopian book. And the ending is very weird because it shows that that a revolution is happening and that the society, the state, is going to be overthrown.
Mm-hmm.
But the protagonist, he was caught and they lobotomize him. So like he knows that it's going to be overthrown, but instead of feeling joy and relief, he doesn't really have any feelings at all.
Mm-hmm.
So it's
Well-
this weird bittersweet ending.
Yeah, technically 1984 actually has that too, because the appendix is written from the point of view of post-dystopia when it has been overthrown. So it heavily implies that this will all work out in the end, but you never see that in the actual story, which is kind of an
Right.
interesting choice.
Well, and I like that approach to stories where, and I think back to a perfect example, which is a game, The Chronicles of Riddick: Escape from Butcher Bay. You are a character, you are dropped into an already established setting. You have nothing to do with this apart from figure out how to get from point A to point B and escape this. But beyond that, there is so much about the actual prison. There are things in place, there are currencies going on, there are gangs, there's interactions between all these different characters, and I love the game for that because it establishes a real culture, prison culture nonetheless, but still a culture that you are just dropped into, and you don't even need to go and find out about any of this. You can if you want to, but you don't need to, and I love that.
Yeah.
Chat is asking, have you ever read When Atlas Shrugged?
Oh,
Oh.
Ayn Rand? No.
I
Uh-uh.
read it in high school for an essay contest, and I have blocked it from my mind after writing the essay because I hated everything about it. So I have no memory of it other than that I didn't like it.
You know what's interesting is I've never read anything by Ayn Rand, and I probably don't plan on it because I've heard of what her stories are like, but I fucking loved BioShock.
Well,
Oh, yeah.
there's a difference between playing with.
Well, yeah, and I know I get the point. BioShock is sort of a jab at
It's basically a
going
deconstruction of objectivism.
Yeah,
No, it.
without going too deep into politics, but yeah, that is basically what BioShock is.
No, I don't even remember even much of what happened. I just remember finding every person in it in. He vomited up this pile of bullshit of an essay. I don't remember what I said there either. And I didn't win. That's probably good. I'm going to college on Rand's Foundation money.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Oh, it could be worse. Okay. Our next topic is one that I don't particularly care for, but I'm going to ask it anyways. The effectiveness of using plushies as traps.
I should explain, because I said in the forum post, that you use plushies to trap children and small animals, and affix that picture of cat.
Okay.
Yeah, because I was thinking something completely different because it's been an
Yeah.
ongoing topic in our NSFW
Hey,
thing.
traps
Which
are
Yeah.
not gay.
Trap has a different connotation to me, but if you mean just like the stick over the box propped up
A
on a
booby
stick
trap,
with a plushie
yeah.
inside it,
Mhm.
that works for animals and small children.
Man.
Yeah, but I'm absolutely sure our audience wants to know. Hey, can you hide a dick in this?
Maybe.
Probably, more than likely.
Let's just say I've been there, done that.
You have.
I got
Oh, okay.
paid to do that. Uh,
Fascinating.
I'm actually genuinely curious, even though I hate this topic.
Good
Well, I
job,
do,
Raph.
I do.
I'm
Alright,
curious.
every
I
time-
curiously
every time.
hate this trop.
Oh, I do. I hate this topic. All right, and
no, here's
don't
the
get
thing.
me wrong. I'm not a homophobe at all. But traps, particularly how much we've been seeing them in the NSFW, actually pisses me off.
Okay,
It's like
Do you
how
wanna
much
know
we've been seeing them in general.
I dropped into your channel when the Barcast was first discussed with me, and the first thing I saw in
Oh,
the
God.
NSFW room
Femboys and
was somebody
traps.
saying how wonderful traps were, and I immediately just left the whole network because I didn't even want to have that conversation. It was just I don't want to have that conversation. It's an
You
uncomfortable
can
topic.
change it at any time, believe me.
So, yeah.
I try to fill
Well,
the NSFW with anything but, you know,
Trying
that.
to explain to people why it makes you uncomfortable makes the conversation inherently political to a lot of folks.
Mhm.
And we all know where politics go. That's why you don't want us to discuss politics on this. So it
Yeah.
is very difficult to bring up why that makes me uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, I mean, I'll just say this: it
we
makes me uncomfortable. All right, I live with someone who is what is described as a trans woman. All right, I am used to the idea, but I still don't want to see porn of it.
Well, it's
I
not
can't stop
how-
it, but
See, it makes me uncomfortable for very different reasons than that. All right. What do you want? I'll go there if you want me to go there.
you
if it's
can.
okay if I go
I'm
there.
cool
You
with
can.
that.
If it gets too far, we'll steer somewhere else. So
The
yeah, you can go there.
idea of a trap, which is that there's someone who looks female, who is quote unquote really male, and wants to trap some unsuspecting guy in sleeping with him,
Mhm.
gets people killed. People have been murdered over that, literally.
Oh,
That
I'm
is
sure.
the excuse
Mhm.
people have given for murdering trans women. So I don't like the word
Yeah.
because it's
Well,
a
I mean-
homophobe's excuse for murder. That I just
Yeah. Oh no,
Mm.
I completely
So, yeah.
understand. I remember.
trans porn and dicks on women and whatever, all up your wazoo, have fun. But when you say the word trap, you're invoking something that people have used as a defense for killing people. And it's just, ugh, it's oogie. It's
Mm.
gross. I don't like it.
See, I
So-
never heard that end of it. I've only known it as the label.
Yeah.
So
And it's a porn genre, and there are people who use it completely innocently, and that's probably why I don't enjoy having the conversation, because somebody who's just having fun, and it's their fetish, and they like it, and it's sexy, I don't want to slap them in the face with the murder of women. That's
yeah.
You
that's an
support
uncomfortable
murder.
conversation to have. Yeah.
Yes.
Look at you, you're a fetish, killing people. Rah, 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 rah. No, it's a fetish. They're just having fun, and I'm all in favor of fetishes. I am kink positive up the wazoo. But that one term, and I am a vaguely
Well-
trans masculine person, so it
Mm.
sometimes feels a little personal. I'm gender queer. I'm the specialist fucking snowflake, but
Man.
Well, I
Yeah.
mean, one nice thing about our server is that's one of those things that just kind of comes and goes. You know, like the wave of an ocean. We'll get a lot of it, and then it'll go away, and then it'll get a lot of it, and then it'll go away.
Yeah.
It really just depends on who is active at the moment, because
Yeah.
right now is a fad in that particular channel. It is
These
a fad.
things
I
come and
cannot
go.
wait for it to pass.
I'll make
well,
sure it
maybe we should
never
start a new
passes.
fad. What's your favorite fetish?
Who, mine?
I got some. Sure.
Oh god, I can't name all my fetishes.
Femdom.
That's gonna be the cast would take way too long.
Femdom. him down.
I've got a pet play story lined up to release pretty soon. We could make that the new thing.
Oh,
Do you like
okay.
ponies as cats?
Well, I watch what's his name? I just traced his art to figure out how he did his stuff just to make my own.
Captain Pudge
Stop
Muffin.
No, the cat pone thing. What the fuck is his name? He's like one of
How
the
long
most
is-
famous pony artists right now.
Jesus, I didn't know this song was that long.
Hmm.
All right, I'll remember his name in a minute. But anyways, no, my fetish is actually Predator Prey,
Ooh.
which I was
Ugh.
really surprised that I liked.
Fun one.
Well, and I was really surprised that I liked this because the first time I ever read it, you know, it was one of those things where it's breaking a mental barrier, and it was one of Puss Puss's stories, and it was his story, Chase Me.
I've read that
Oh.
one. It's really good.
Yeah, holy hell, that was a jarring read, and I'm like going through this like, oh my god, I don't know if this is right or wrong. I have an awkward boner. Why do I have this boner? Fuck!
Oh, the
You just can't
discovering
control
your
it.
fetish boner is
Yeah.
quite an experience.
Yeah, well, my first one was I think it was called The Amazing Sounds of Orgy or something like that. It was an Octavia kind of anthro fic.
Mhm.
I'm not really much into orgies, and I'm sure most people would know why, because I had an anxiety attack right across the room from one. Two, actually, but anyways,
2. Yes.
orgies aren't my thing. I'm a very introverted person. I do not like the idea of orgies, or at least not with people that I don't regularly like hang out and like a lot. So, you know, the idea is basically, you know, unless I'm with a group of people that I trust implicitly, I don't want to have anything to do with it.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
I can't
it-
blame you for that.
Yeah,
Hey,
I mean,
don't worry, I
it
got
was-
tested.
So, anyways, yeah, the experience was weird. The story was kind of nice. I mean, thankfully it wasn't just one of those, you know, right up there in your face kind of a things, you know, like a big dick in a locker room, but it kind of eased you into it. And it's like, okay, I can kind of get used to this. It's not really my thing, but you know, for the sake of the story, yeah, I'll finish it. But the Predator Prey thing, after I read that, it was like, I like this and I don't know why, and it's actually like now it's like one of my favorite things. And honestly, though, now the one thing I look out for most is to make sure that it's not a straight up rape fic, because that will actually make me sick to my stomach.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
There's a
So
lot
I
of
look for
overlap there,
tags.
unfortunately.
yeah.
You
Yeah,
might like
just-
Immortal Hunt then, if you don't mind a little blood.
I don't mind blood at all. I mean, my ex was into knife play also, so I had to learn how to be careful with knives.
Right, cool.
Like, well, I mean, I sharpen knives for fun, or just whenever I need to. So I'm used to dealing with sharp objects. I was not used to dealing with sharp objects around somebody else's flesh. So you know, it was quite an
Yeah.
interesting experience. Okay.
Yes. I'll be sure not to give Rav my knives.
Actually, your knife would be quite safe in my hands.
Yeah, he just doesn't like doing it around people.
So actually,
that
what?
sounds like a pickup line. Your knife is safe in my hand.
I was going to say, this is starting to sound like a metaphor.
Yeah. What does knife play actually involve? Is it just
It's the
Cutting?
potential danger. It's
Oh,
the idea
potential.
that you could slip
Yeah,
and stab
most
someone.
knife play doesn't actually cut anybody. Some does, but most of it's just poking the knife around, and that's exciting.
Mm.
No, thank you.
You're dragging the blade across your skin without actually breaking the skin.
Mhm.
Some people like blood play, so knives have a large part in that.
Yeah, I've written a blood play story that's a knife one. Well, it's a chapter of Embers, but you know. there's a lot
Oh,
of-
that reminds me of that Rarity fic, the one where she gets all turned on by her cat scratching her and shit.
I haven't read that one. That sounds.
That one was like back in the early days of the Brony fandom, and I guess it was one of the biggest and most controversial cakes because it involved it was and it was one of these things where she one day her cat scratched her and she got turned on by it for some reason. And then the story just goes on from there into this spiraling nightmare of an addiction, I think it is.
Was
To
that
getting
the
slashed.
Tumblr one? Was that the?
I think so.
The My Little what was her name? Mistress Rarity or Little Rarity or something like that.
Something
Little Miss
like that,
Rarity?
yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
Miss
I remember
Rarity.
that one. That was
Yeah.
fascinating and
Wasn't it-
weird.
It was.
Mm, I think
was
I remember that.
really- Yeah, it was really hot in places, but it was also pretty damn strange. No,
Well,
I
I
remember
mean,
that.
Well, I mean, you have to understand cutters to understand where that was going and people that need that.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and I'm not sure, is that a topic anybody here wants to get into?
Mm,
Yeah.
not as
Or do you
special.
just want the summary of it?
The summary is fine.
Yeah.
The idea is that to suppress emotional pain, you supplement it with physical pain. And I've actually talked to cutters, a cutter and a few others just to confirm it. But the idea is that when your flesh is cut or anything like that, your body releases endorphins so that it is more prepared to deal with the immediate problem of, oh my god, I'm bleeding, I need to get this taken care of. So it suppresses emotional things. I don't recommend this because it is highly dangerous. If you don't know
Yeah.
what you're doing, you can cut a vein and bleed out.
Yeah.
You know, the dangers of this far outweigh the benefits, so don't fucking do it.
I was best friends with a cutter, and yeah, she would always worry me. She always claimed that it was self-safe, but I know of the risk involved with that,
Yeah,
so I always
if you
worried
wanna-
about her.
So if you want to get an endorphin high, I mean, a lot of BDSM stuff revolves around the endorphin high. Flogging and caning and all.
Mhm.
And a flogging is a lot more safe than cutting. It's hard to hurt
Yeah.
yourself with one of those, soft floggers that most people use.
Well, and
So-
here's an interesting thing now that you bring up, not necessarily flogging, but bondage or even light BDSM. And it was
My
a
territory.
comic on DeviantArt that got me interested in finding out why people like it. Because I do not like being tied up. It is one of those things that will send me through the roof. I will kick and fight and do anything I can to get out of it. And it was one of those. The main character was explaining to another character, whatever, kind of a side character, why this was a thing, why it was, why people like it, why people do it, and it was the idea that you're being bound by someone that you trust. You're being bound and restricted, and the trust is there. You're actually the one in control. You can tell them to stop at any time. But the idea is to take it as far as you can take it. And it's not the act of binding, it's the act of the release of the bind. It's the feeling of freedom you get after being bound.
That is very much so, I would say.
Speaking from experience.
Uh-huh.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah, it is. It is handing all your concerns off to somebody else. Like, I couldn't do something about this if I wanted to right now, so it's not my problem, and it's
Well-
very relaxing.
I guess it would be. It would be, but you'd also have to be like, okay, for me, it's that fear. It's that fear that I don't know that I'm gonna trust this person with my life. I
Yeah,
understand
well, the
how
what
I
ifs
know.
start running.
Yeah, I mean, I understand the whole. It can be a very teaching experience. It's just basically don't worry about the things that you actually cannot do anything about. But then you realize, and even I just did, but then you realize, oh yeah, I can tell this person to stop at any time I choose, and if I trust this person, they're going to pay attention to me and say, hey, I'm not comfortable going, this far just yet, please let me go, kind of a thing. And they will. They have to. If they don't, it's never going to happen again. So.
Yeah, I have to AFK for just a minute. I'll be right back.
Okay.
I think the child got
Yeah, so before her daughter hears
Yeah,
that,
she's been listening this whole time. What's knife?
Well, hopefully this conversation doesn't come up as like a random memory that you remember when you're really little. I have a couple of those I have a couple of random memories that that everybody keeps telling me they're dreams or some shit, and I'm like, no, these are memories. There are feelings you get on memories versus dreams, and it's like, what's a good example? I had a dream. Sorry, they've actually convinced me that it was a dream. I have a memory of it was either my mother or somebody that she knew. For some reason, the bathtub wasn't working, and so there was a child that had to. I think it was my little sister, who had to be given a bath in the kitchen sink because she was just that tiny, and yeah, it was weird.
Rab, are you sure you're not experiencing the Mandela effect?
I have a couple of those actually, and I know it's not the same thing.
Yeah, I have memories, and I don't know if they're real or not. Which sounds weird. I mean, it's not a common thing.
Nah, we'll just go like it. It's clearly the Illuminati, guys.
Well, I don't know. I mean, if you believe in what the Wiccans say, I'm what they call a jumper.
Really?
A jumper.
Yep. Okay, so the idea of a jumper is, you know, what people want to pass off as deja vu, that, oh, I can see the future kind of a thing, right?
Yeah, sort of. I've experienced.
Okay, there's a big difference between deja vu, which I've experienced multiple times enough to know the difference, and having a dream that you remembered in that moment that you had years and years and years ago. I remember these dreams. I remember them very well. Sometimes they're like an impressionist painting. The other time they're clear as day.
Oh,
And I know this because they play out. Hello.
Welcome back.
And I know they're not, and I know it's not deja vu because they play out perfectly. I've let one of them play out and I regretted it very, very horribly. So what I do is anything at all during those moments to change it. And it becomes really, really hard when part of the dream is is not in that dream.
Have never remembered anything I've done ever.
Well,
not a single thing.
Well, and see, that's the thing why they call me jumper. That's the thing why they call me a jumper, is because when I change these things, I'm not changing the future. I'm jumping to a different reality, or at least that's what they believe.
Yeah, see, fucking Rab Rab's responsible for the Mandela effect. Okay, like
I would not be surprised.
He jumped the whole universe to where Nelson Mandela didn't die in prison. The Berenstein Bears instead of Berenstain Bears, you know.
See, I remember it being the
Shazam.
Berenstein Bears.
Yeah, exactly.
Most people do.
Yeah, and then you came along and fucked it up for us. Thanks, Rab.
I'm not the only one that has this problem, apparently.
Wait, so Rav is Nelson Mandela?
Yes.
Oh, God. Man, if I was Nelson Mandela, don't you think I'd have the charisma to have taken over the entire world without raising a single firearm?
Probably. That or you would just die in prison.
Probably. And it's only a probability.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, so Espark, you came back into us talking about weird shit with dreams.
Sounds like.
Basically a typical day on mugshots. It's Wednesday, my dudes.
Yeah, okay. Next topic from Explosions. If you were a god, what kind of god would you be? I like that question.
Ooh. I have no idea. Gosh, that's a weird one. Huh?
I would actually be a god of chaos.
That sounds about what you are now, so you have to do something different.
You can't even follow your own damn rules, man.
Well, I'm a contradictory person, and it's not even correct to call it contradiction. If certain things are right in certain situations, regardless of when they're true. Not if they're true, but when.
Yeah.
See,
guess,
I think
but-
the thing about being a god, it makes you inherently responsible for something, right? You're the god
Mhm.
of the thing, and people who do the thing, you have to like take care of them in some way or whatever. I hate being responsible for other people.
Oh yeah.
I just don't sign me up for it.
Yeah,
There's
I-
a reason I'm self-employed. I don't know what the fuck I was thinking having a kid, because yikes.
Yeah, I was about to say you have a
That is
kid.
my one responsibility, and one human being is more than enough. I don't want to be the god of anything, because then I'll have more than one of them to look after. Ooh.
Well,
Ooh.
well, I was just being realistic to my personality rather
Yeah.
than like what I would actually want to be a god of.
Well, if you're the god of chaos, it is a little less about being responsible and more about being, I don't know.
Well, not necessarily.
No.
Not necessarily. If you are a god of chaos, that doesn't necessarily mean you cause it. That could mean that you keep it in check.
Mm-hmm.
That would be an interesting take.
See, well, it's like, okay, if you just let chaos run amok and destroy everything, then what's the purpose? Like, that would just be boring.
But
So
you're
the way I
talking
can-
about chaos, something that we can't actually visualize. You're talking about something that is more similar to the fourth dimension, where materials can not only fold in on themselves but pass through themselves and still be a solid object.
Oh god,
Mhm.
what? Oh, this is too intellectual.
I know exactly
It's
what
And,
you're
pulling
saying.
and that's
Alex
exactly the
side right
that's
now.
exactly the point. Chaos is not what you actually think it is. We think chaos is a random dice throw, but even a dice throw can be calculated down to how it's rolled.
Yeah.
I'm talking
Well, it
about
depends.
things that make no sense, kind of like what you experience on an acid high or a mushroom trip. You know,
Well, you're
It's-
talking more about mathematical chaos. I mean, I when I hear chaos, I tend to think of it in more the Greek sense, the primordial, unformed, before the universe was sort of a thing. It's
Mm.
also very different.
Yeah. Well, look, I'm gonna have to go all scientific for a moment. Chaos. There's a lot in science dealing in mathematics dealing with chaos. You know, entropy is considered a state of disorder, or a measurement of disorder. And they always say, entropy is constantly increasing in a closed system when spontaneous reactions occur, something like that. But you can still calculate entropy. And there are even cases where entropy and I guess what some people call chaos or disorder decreases naturally, believe it or not. So, and then there's all chaos theory and physics, which is currently beyond my level. But the point is, I think chaos itself can, in a sense, be calculated, can be modeled in a sense, can be approximated, can be measured. So
well,
it's
we're talking about also a concept of chaos, a facet of it. True chaos is something that human beings cannot understand because we are logical, we are scientific, we are mathematical. We cannot understand real chaos.
That may be, but that doesn't mean we can't get an idea of what it is. We can't get some sort of approximation for it. Even in science, we have uncertainties. We have a whole uncertainty principle
Mm-hmm.
where we can't know for sure where an electron is going to be. We can only give a best guess.
Okay, I think that's actually enough for the scientific
God,
talk.
yes.
We're gonna slow people away.
We're gonna lose the audience. Everyone will be bored.
Welcome to
Okay,
Philosophy 101.
Latrius asks, ever made a bat pony plush?
I have not yet done a bat pony. I've done a bat. I've done a lot of dragons, so bat winged things, but I've not done a bat pony yet. No.
Huh.
Oh.
Oh, hey, you know what we should do? We should see if we can't pool some resources and get Flam a Stella bat pony with a talking cuss box on the inside too. Just boop the nose and you get a random swear word or phrase.
I don't
love
do
it.
electronics. I used to put fans in fursuit heads, and I fucked that up. And if you know about wiring a fan, like a computer fan, it's it's the easiest thing to wire in the whole damn world, and I couldn't get it right. So I don't do electronics.
Oh,
I will
God.
screw them up.
No, fans are not that easy because you've got the motor, you've got the controller, you've got your voltage controller on top of that, and then you've got your battery. Just to name
I
the
just
main
mean the
parts
plain-
of it.
I just mean the plain kind you get to install that come with the 2 wires, and you're supposed to just put the positive and the negative, and then it runs when you flip the switch. And no, it didn't.
Mm.
God, what did you
I don't know what I
electrocute
did.
someone?
Yes.
It just wouldn't work. I don't know.
Like I said, you have to have a voltage controller
Yeah.
on
Just
top.
give it.
Yeah.
Just give it to that person Rav knew who built her own
Yeah.
nipple clamp
Oh. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
from a
Well, no,
voltage
I'll
controller.
just do the plush part, and somebody else can install the electronics. We'll just divvy this up.
Well, I mean, I could do the electronics well enough. I mean, building a computer isn't hard, and I know enough about electronics to hook up a fan. So yeah,
Yeah.
But we didn't. Wait, I didn't think we wanted a fan. I thought we wanted a.
a cuss box.
Swear
Yeah.
box, yeah.
Oh, you can get
Not
those.
hard.
No, they exist. You can buy a little recorder. You can like order them on Alibaba.
The problem is that who would you want to voice?
Oh,
I-
that's a good.
Distorted,
I
someone
would
with a
actually-
really good Scottish accent.
distorted fan.
I would get Mad Munchkin to do it if I could. I would get Mad Munchkin to do it,
Who?
and none of you know who she is.
Yeah.
No,
Of course not.
Yeah, she's a YouTuber, drawer, commissioner person.
She does a lot of very interesting reviews of Pony episodes and Walt Disney's movies, especially.
Okay.
I highly recommend looking her up. She's very entertaining and very informative.
well,
And-
if you could manage it, and if she's Scottish or does a really good Scottish accent, then there you go.
Well, I mean, it's not an accent. She was born in Scotland. She has the thickest Scottish accent, period.
There we go.
Then
Ooh.
that's
She
perfect.
actually has to un-Scottish her accent so that people can understand her.
Good.
The other guy suggests using a greetings card. You know, the ones when you open them and they.
Yeah, for Stella.
Fuck! Shit!
Yeah, that's obviously.
You might just almost. I'm gonna rip your balls out. Keep doing that to me.
Not quite. Oh shit! Yeah, this needs to be a thing. We need to commission for Flam a cussing Stella pony. just for fun.
That'll be his Christmas gift.
Oh god, I wish. Okay.
Donate to Rev's Patreon and we'll get.
Yeah, actually, yeah. If that's a thing, go ahead and donate to my Patreon and send me a message. Say, hey, I donated this much for the plushie, and I will leave it in there.
You sure you're not just gonna spend it all on coke and hookers like most people would?
One, I don't like cocaine, nor do I actually want to do it because it doesn't give me the effect I'm looking for.
But you will
And
spend it on
two, I don't
hookers.
trust hookers. So
I say, I'm
There's
sorry.
no
my
one should really
Patreon money
try.
my Patreon money is strictly for buying cider. So
Yeah, the coke.
mine
and
is for
money
paying
comes
for this.
elsewhere.
Yeah.
I'd call it
I-
the beer money, but I don't like beer. So
I don't have to buy coke. I sell.
All
Or
right.
better yet, you could do like we do and support the Barcast
Oh god.
and
we're
give
going
money
on.
to an actual real horse.
Shells.
Yeah. So apart
It's
from
a
my
rabbit.
Patreon, we have the actual Barcast Patreon,
right.
which we're at the point now where we are supporting one entire horse, all of his food, shots, and any medical he needs.
Wow. That's,
Yes.
Same as
and-
Big Mac.
Yes. We got a list of the names of the horses from the ranch, and one of them was Big Mac, and so we're like, fuck it, that's it, that's the one we're going
Yep.
for.
Yep. I
And-
can't blame you. That's
So
pretty great.
yeah, we're supposed to be getting like a written letter from him sometime soon.
Right. No, I have a Patreon. I don't make a ton on it, but that's all right because, as I say, it's the cider money. I'm not surviving off of that.
Mm.
I wish I
Oh.
could. I know several artists actually who draw all the time, and that's all they live off of is their Patreon
Sorry
income.
to interrupt,
I wish I
but-
could live off of shit like that, man.
But
Yeah.
if you guys really do have some extra money, donate to Enigma's Patreon too. He really needs it right now.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, he
does.
kind of does.
We shit on him all the time, but he does need it because, living conditions are kind of a necessity.
Yeah,
he
he
moved
lives
into Compton, so any money he can get is kind of a good thing.
Yeah.
Even
I
if it's just to keep the muggers from killing him.
Oh yeah.
don't-
Also, Or we could get him a talking plush. That might cheer him up.
No, that would get
No,
him up
because
immediately.
that would get him
How
Yeah.
much? How much would you charge for a Ember plush with tits on it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It depends a lot. But it's less on features like that than on the size and on things like, is this Rainbow Dash? Rainbow Dash is hell to sew. All those teeny
Yeah.
tiny little hair pieces. Oh my gosh. So, you know, and size wise too, because my specialty is actually doing things that are giant and life size. I have done an Anthro plush. I think I charged $1,000 for it. It was 6 feet tall.
Damn.
It was a
Wow.
Kirin. It was made of
Damn.
scaly PVC. Weird as hell. I'm sure it's somebody's fetish.
Oh,
It was
wow.
really
Oh, I'm sure. No, we would be thinking something like 2 feet large at most.
yeah.
With big old dragon tits.
You know, running
Big
the $200 or
old-
$300 kind of range. So
Hmm.
Go big.
How much extra for the big old dragon titties?
They have to lactate as well.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, that's what they have.
Oh my fucking!
you don't want to go putting milk on a plush. It goes rancid and then it smells weird.
Oh, yeah.
Well-
That's Enigma's problem, not ours.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it kind of is.
Yeah.
Didn't he have to hide all of his pony stuff to make himself look masculine?
No, it was more he had to hide it from his family because his family is an absolute pain in the ass, and they just wouldn't leave him alone about it if he did, because, you know, they're fucking Latinas. But yeah.
Yeah, that's the problem.
'Cause I
with my
remember
size.
playing Overwatch with him like a long time ago when Overwatch came out, and he was like, "Yeah, I can't get out any of my ponies hidden in my like underwear drawer."
My parents don't give a shit.
Mm.
Yeah, it was funny. Was Seven was the one who got me into the fandom. So when I told my mom that he was a brony, and she was just like, "You're really dating a brony? Are you fucking kidding me?" I was like, "No, he's not a bad brony. He's not one of those bronies."
No.
And she
He's
goes,
not a
"Oh,
bad-
okay."
Oh, okay.
My parents are so sheltered, they don't know what bronies are. They don't know what. All right, weird incident here, right? My mom found one of my dildos once because I was still living at home because college stupidity and things when I was 26-year-old. I have a dildo that was stuck under my bed, and my mom went snooping and found it, and she brings it to me and is like, "We need to discuss your this rubber penis." She didn't know the word dildo. She didn't know
Good lord.
sheltered my parents are. She had never. I just like, what is there even to discuss? Give it here, and she threw it away. It cost like
Really?
$100. I was so pissed.
Wow.
Oh,
Wow.
that was the point at which I knew that I had to move out. Like, right, I don't care that I'm
That-
saving money here. I'm going. Time to get out.
That's insane.
When your parents throw away your sex toys, that's when you know you need to
Rubber
get the fuck out.
I would
Um,
That's
I
no,
I
it was
had quite.
expensive.
I don't think I had quite as interesting a situation with my mother. I had a lovely conversation with my mother where my ex was going to sleep one night when we were over at the house. Because at the time, you know, I was still living with my parents. It was cheaper. I didn't have a job. I was going to college. I was living out in a camp trailer out, you know, on her property. And so she was all, well, you know, is she just she's gonna sleep in here on the couch, right? You know, like this, like she's going to sleep in here on the couch away from you. And I'm like, no, we're gonna be sleeping on my bed in my camper together. And she's like, no, she's not. And I'm like, yes, she is. And oh my God, I've never
Shit.
actually had to stand up to my mother before until this point. And it was one of those, okay, my little sister was there, my little brother was there, when my older sister was there, my ex was standing there, and my mother was standing there, and it was interesting.
Sounds like.
I have a funnier story.
Yeah, it's not as good as the dildos, but it, you know, having to tell your mother, yes, we are sleeping in the same bed, and there is not a fucking thing you can say about it. We might even fuck later, so get over it.
Well, I've got a more lighthearted story that actually took me by surprise. So my parents were both born in the 50s. And so they were, when I told them I was a brony, they were both understandably just like kind of confused. They're like, what's that? And I told them what that was, and I was like, oh, okay. And then my dad makes a comment that just really took me by surprise. At this point, I was already a clopper. He said, well, I mean, that's fine. I mean, it's not like you're going to get like a My Little Pony sex doll or anything.
You need to get a sex doll and just have it like laying around one day.
Oh, God, no.
Even just something as simple as a blow up, a cheap blow up, that would be hilarious. Son, we need to talk.
I remember whenever like me and Seven started like actually seeing each other, my mom like approached me with something in her hand and she says, "Have you had sex with him yet?" I go, "Yes." And she goes, "Okay, here," and hands me 20 condoms and goes, "Have safe sex, kid." Walks away.
Now that's good parenting.
Well, yeah.
Oh, my mom's awesome.
Now,
Oh,
100% of the
look at
things
that.
I know about safe sex, I learned on the internet because my parents couldn't even bring themselves to say the word sex to me. So, yeah.
Jeez.
And of course, I grew up in rural Utah, so the sex ed at school was non-existent.
Oh.
It consisted pretty
thing.
much entirely of slides of STDs and the message of "don't have sex."
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because that's fucking useful.
There
I
was-
know.
There was a program that supposedly the president funded that was in my state when I was growing up, and it was only taught to sixth graders, and it was only taught for like 2 days. And it's the name of the program was called Pants On for Safe. The only thing I remember about that is they repeatedly told us that white stuff comes from our, nether regions. It doesn't matter if it's a boy or girl. White stuff is going to come from your nether regions like mayo. And I'm like, I don't think that's how it works.
I see that in porn a lot. I mean, mare cum and all that. But I don't think if white stuff comes out of a girl in reality, you should see a doctor.
Yeah.
No, it is a thing actually.
Well, female
Sometimes.
ejaculate's a thing, but it's not
Yeah.
especially white. It's
No.
Yes,
No,
it
if
is
it's-
actually. It is.
Interesting.
So my friend that constructed her own electrolysis machine to get herself off by using nothing more than an amp meter.
Whee!
Yeah, she said it is a thing, and it's called girl cum, and it's just some girls have it, not very many, but some, where their ejaculate is actually so thick that it looks like semen
That's weird.
I've heard.
because she has it, and she's been medically tested all her life and whatnot. She
Well,
knows
the more
exactly
you know,
what it
I
is.
guess.
So yeah.
It's one of those things that's just such a common porn trope, and I mean, I guess it exists, but it sure isn't universal amongst females. So it always kind
No.
of weirds me out.
No, it is not.
Like-
It is
I'm
very
looking this
rare.
up. Hold on.
Of course he's looking it up.
Education with mugshots.
Woohoo!
Today we learned about the color of ejaculate.
Ejaculate.
Yay!
Hey, Professor Rab is in house.
I can't help it that I know a bunch of random useless facts.
It's
It,
okay.
just,
I
it
feel-
happens. I talk to people.
Comes
should
from
try
no
it.
trained people.
Hey, this isn't useless trivia.
No, it's not.
No.
It's extremely important.
If now, so from now on, for any of our female viewers who, if they have, if their ejaculate that color, they can know that it's perfectly natural. Or if they're not
Yeah.
having it, usually it might mean
You might need to go see a doctor.
yes.
See a doctor if
Still
it's
might
white.
consider
Just see a
that.
doctor.
Yes.
You don't know if you have it, see a doctor.
It's like it might turn out to be perfectly benign. It might not.
See a
Make it
doctor.
sound like a tumor.
I'm pretty
you go.
sure you wouldn't be able to tell the difference between a tumor and a period. But anyways,
What? What?
I don't know.
Why did
just
we
something
go into
random.
that? Can we not, please?
Let's.
Rav, you do realize I have a different level of anatomical expertise than Enigma. You do realize this, right?
Yeah, I know.
If we really want to discuss periods, we can discuss periods.
Oh, yeah. Dude, me and Espark can go on all day.
Well, I'm on mine right now, so joyous.
Oh,
Well, you're not as lucky as I am, sadly.
yeah, Kyrie's the one.
I have POS.
Ah.
Okay, I don't know what
Oh,
POS is outside of
Polycystic
machinery,
ovary
so
system.
It's polycystic ovary syndrome, and it is when females don't have their period, but it ends up hurting them.
Yeah, it has upsides, but mostly downsides.
Like, you're gonna die.
Yeah, no, I just have an IUD, so I bleed like fuck. But, you know,
Oh,
other than
sadly.
that, it's fine.
Sadly, I don't
it
have.
reminds me of a story my little sister told me. It was one of her first like period experiences, and it was one of those. It happened in the shower, and all of a sudden, whoosh, blood everywhere.
Oh, God.
That's
Like worse.
disturbing.
The worst ones is like when you're masturbating and then it decides, oh hey, it's time for your period.
Oh yeah, or when you've just had a little spot and you're like, I can have sex, it'll be fine, and no, that opened floodgates, and my partner looks like his dick murdered someone.
Yeah, that's like a real
Murder
thing.
someone.
So it's Dick Parkinson's with an
Like
with an
some
attitude.
guys actually freak out whenever they see blood on their dick. They think, oh, it'll be fun to have sex with a girl on her period, but then when they look down at their dick and see that there's blood on it, they're like, oh my fucking god, I'm not
Oh
having
my God.
sex with you ever again.
Well, you know, period sex is good for cramps, so why not?
Yeah, but when they don't want to, it's kind of like, oh.
Aw.
I just don't like that it's messy. You have to put down a towel. You have to clean up a lot afterwards, than usual.
Sex isn't messy to begin with.
Yeah, no kidding.
Sometimes it's more so than others, and that's another thing that porn does, and I'm guilty of it too. Is skipping over the sheer amount of cleanup you really probably need.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's like Dexter, you know, he pins up all the plastic around the
Oh
walls.
yeah, plastic sheeting. Yeah. They make rubber sheets. You can get them. Means you can oil up if you want to too.
I'll do some serious knife play.
Yeah.
Knife play gone wrong.
Yeah. Oh, knife play's on the bucket list for me as far as like blood stuff. I've done without blood quite a lot, but it's a further step to actually cut somebody.
Well, I mean, if you're into period sex, it's not that big of a jump.
Well,
Well, you're actually hurting someone. The period natural.
yeah, the period just kind of happens whether you want it to or not, and sex is incidental.
I know, but I mean, the mess itself is kind
Yeah,
of
no, the
already
mess
there.
is about.
Yeah.
Period mess is grosser.
Just kind of, it's kind of the thought that just goes in your head, you know?
Well, I mean, if it's just blood, then yeah, I can see some people getting into it. But if you actually think about what periods are rather than just blood, yeah,
Yeah.
you'd have
Yeah.
to really be willing.
It's not just blood. It's kind of chunky. Yeah,
It's not supposed to even really be that kind of. It's supposed to be like,
it's gross.
what? The majority of it's supposed to be tissue, and then the rest is supposed to be blood.
It's gross.
Yeah.
Boy, this is a cheerful topic, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
What topic is it? Are we still on Ever Made
Well,
a Bat
apparently we're
Pony
discussing
plush?
periods. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, we went from talking about cute plushes of bat ponies to period sex, so.
Well, I mean,
yeah.
we were talking about Stella. It's kind of like a curse. Eventually, we go on to something disgusting.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, considering it was Stella, it was involved, I'm not surprised.
You know, in relation to the previous topic, this now has me thinking of what's the name of Pencil's OC?
Mariana.
Yes, a plushie
No,
of her.
marinara.
Marinara.
Yeah.
What, like the sauce?
Yeah,
Yes.
like
Yes.
the sauce.
Like the
Because that's
sauce.
what the period blood is. It's marinara sauce. She
She's
periods
on a
out
constant
marinara.
period.
Yeah.
Isn't she like on a perpetual period though?
I don't
Oh, I
know.
would
It's
hate
been a
that.
while.
Ooh. I just.
Well, this is pencil we're talking about, so you know,
We're talking about someone who,
wrote
Done.
exploding dicks for fun.
yeah,
Hey,
with
well, you
some
do you, I
necrophilia.
guess. You know.
Yeah, but mix him with a little necrophilia as well. Isn't that right, Alec?
What?
What?
Mix, yeah, what?
Alright. So, our next topic is from Alex. Surprise, surprise. Can plushies ever replace real friends?
No.
Oh.
That. Yeah.
What
That's
are
a sad question.
what are friends?
I need to know for a friend, guys.
Yeah, for a friend.
I didn't know for friends. That's a lie.
You're
Plushie.
hugging on your bed.
Alex, buddy, are you
I
okay?
I mean, if you have like imaginary friends and stuff, and your imagination is like huge, then yeah, probably.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And if your ponies can talk back to you.
I should hope they're ponies and not like recreations of real people, because then I'd be really concerned.
Hmm.
You know, Party of One was not meant to be instructional or inspirational. The episode where Pinky has the, Madame
Yeah.
LaFleur. And,
What? You mean it wasn't supposed to be instruction? Damn.
no, it's not generally recommended that you do that kind of thing.
So that's why my last birthday party was so weird. Okay.
Yeah, it's just buckets of rocks.
No, it's one of those. It's one of those things. Actually, it's the cobbler's children go barefoot. I don't own very many plushes. I certainly have not made myself many. I have one that I made myself.
What?
And
Oh,
I
I love when
myself
you
a
say
little
what.
Sorry.
Still like,
My
I don't say it like that, I don't think.
Not to my recollection.
no, I have one, and I have one because of fabric. There was a company in France called Tissevel that made fur fabric that you could not tell from the real thing. It was so nice. Like if you've ever petted a really soft cat, like that, only
Oh.
fake fur. It was so good. It cost $150 a fucking yard.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
See why.
God.
And I bought some. I splurged, and I made myself a teeny tiny little round ball kind of tribble creature plush out of it, just so I could pet it. And it is mine forever. And I'm
Nice.
saving the
Nice.
rest. I've used bits of it on things, and I actually had a client who had me buy like 20 yards of the stuff. Ridiculous project. It was
Jesus.
amazing. I know.
Man, he better have paid out a fuck ton of money.
And I saved all the scraps from that too. So I have a whole bin, the yard I bought myself, and all these little scraps and things of it. And it's just nice. I want to like pour it out on the floor and strip naked and roll around in it. It's great.
Weird
But alas, the
question.
company went out of business a couple years ago.
Oh,
you can't
no.
get it.
Oh no.
Ooh, so that's like
Probably
more
because they
valuable than
couldn't
before.
sell all of it.
Yeah, now you can just jack up the price.
It is expensive. You can get stuff that's nearly as nice for around $60 a yard, actually. So that is probably the problem. But nothing else has been that nice. It is so nice.
Hey, I mean, for all you know, they're using actual animal fur and
Yeah, I was
passing it
gonna
off
say.
as fur.
No, you can tell the difference because you
I'm
look
sure.
at the back.
Oh,
Well, I know. My cat before Tinkerbell, his name was Lancelot, and at about a year old, he had fur that was thick and long and smooth as silk. He was the softest cat I've ever felt in my life. And then I let him become an outside cat, and the little fucker went and rolled in dirt, and now it's not soft anymore.
All right, so I have
So.
to bail out on you guys now, unfortunately.
Aw.
Yeah, the goober's nap time is over, and things are going on. So,
Thank
yeah.
you for joining us,
But
though.
it,
Thank
yeah,
you.
it's been a lot of fun. I have enjoyed it.
Yeah,
It's
thank you
quite
for having
pleasant.
us. Yeah, thank you for joining us. I mean, we've really
Yeah.
enjoyed this. We need to have you on again sometime.
Yeah, no, this is
Anytime,
great.
Let me know.
Okay. Thank you.
All right.
All right. I
Take
will
care.
see you around.
See ya.
Take care,
Bye.
Yeah,
Sparks.
see you.
Hey,
Farewell.
Still here.
Is she gonna leave?
We don't know.
Hey guys, the podcast's over. Bye guys.
yeah,
I was meant to say she told me she couldn't stay for the whole thing, but I forgot to tell you.
yeah, good job, Alex. You're a great
Thanks,
intern.
Alex.
I was aware of it. He said it. He told me so.
Did
He
I?
told you, but not all of us.
Yeah,
Wow,
Alex, I
so
thought
we're
we
not
were
important.
friends. I thought we were friends,
Hey, I'm the
Alex.
one running this stream. You know, I have to know these things.
Alex, why
We
you
do
betray
too.
me?
We're part of the stream.
I thought I did.
Yeah.
I can't remember. I'm tired. Oh, she's gone.
Oh shit! All right.
Nah, it's
So
not over
since
now.
our guest
Cyber.
is gone, we're still gonna keep going,
It's just us.
just for the fun of it.
Also, if you refresh, you've got more topics from Cyber.
Yeah, I saw that. Cyber posted a whole bunch. So Vylon says tea or coffee,
Coffee.
Well,
which reminds me
Coffee,
of a
because
great
I would
idea I
rather
had.
suck his dick than anybody
Okay.
else's.
Okay,
Hey,
so
that's
anybody
not true.
anybody who hates EA right now and is watching this,
Woo!
I have a great idea for a startup video game company, and the name is a pun and it's brilliant and I love it.
Say it.
AE.
No T.
No
Capitalize
T.
the N and the EA.
Yes.
No T, not
Or-
EA.
Yes.
It's either that or Nightmare Studios, and no T is going to be the slogan. So either way, it's going to end up in there.
I love it. I've hated EA for years.
I hated them when I was annoyed by them for a while. You know, putting out crappy games, charging too much for shit. It was when I found out they killed Criterion that I really got pissed. I love Criterion's racing games.
Oh yeah. Burnout.
You know, well, mine was Burnout Paradise. I fucking loved it. And then they went on and they worked on Need for Speed Hot Pursuit that came out on the PS3, not the earlier ones on the PS2. But they worked on the one on the PS3, and that one is my all-time favorite Need for Speed game. I love it so much. And then I find out that EA killed the studio, and now I just
You
want
know
to go shoot everyone that works there.
I was so pissed when they killed Maxis. Or they haven't officially killed Maxis, but for all intents and purposes, they're dead.
Hmm.
Like,
It-
SimCity, rest in peace.
It's unfortunately the nature of what they do is they'll buy a studio, suck out all the creativity, and either disband it or just leave it as a zombie of its former self.
Okay, maybe somebody can explain this to me, because I'm sure I'm not the only one who doesn't understand this.
Mm-hmm.
How can a big corporation just outright purchase a small company? It makes no sense to me.
Well, generally,
don't
the small
know.
company allows it.
Yeah, they strike some sort of deal, like the corporation. From what I can understand, the larger company purchases enough of the shares or something, and there's a merger.
And they're to
based
sign
on the
something in blood
agreement.
or something. Something like that.
Yeah, something like that. I'm not the person to ask.
Well, okay. Yeah, I mean, I understand it if a small studio, they need money, they say, hey, we're selling, you know, we're kind of selling ourselves here, you know, we need money to make our
We're
games.
whoring out.
Yeah. I mean, I understand it when that happens, but I don't understand how a larger company, and I've seen this more often than I've heard about a small company just selling. They just swoop up from underneath and take the company. I don't understand how that works.
Well,
You know,
they can't do it without the agreement of the smaller company. Both companies have to agree with it. You can't just walk in one day and say, "Guess what, bitch? I'm in charge now." Like, that's not how it works.
Right, isn't
It's
it?
one of those things that can easily start as, "Oh, you know, we'll make sure you you can have a lot of money, so you can have the budget to make this game, extra polished and shiny, or we'll get you a fantastic marketing budget to make sure that your game gets as wide an appeal as it possibly can. And that's, it starts with that, because it's like, oh, we can get some extra support behind this, and then the bad stuff creeps up, and you get people who will be like, it comes to the point where if you just don't, if it isn't that if you just put up with it, and it becomes the point of you just sit there doing the job while you get the paycheck, it's either that or you're forced to leave on your own terms, as it were. So it's like, fuck, I'm tired of working at this stupid thing with creative decisions being, rejected from anything I can possibly do. I'm out. And that's why you get stuff like how the majority of people who worked at BioWare left, and you basically had like the C team working on Andromeda, Mass Effect.
Okay, so then so does that mean we're not getting any good Dragon Age games anytime soon? Because Inquisition I fucking loved, and the first one I loved, the second one not so much.
Most likely not.
Yeah, that sucks.
When's this gonna happen to the Barcast? Like Wayne's
Never.
World.
Never.
DHX is eventually going to buy us out.
Yeah.
And we'll have to be
that'd be hilarious.
It'll have to be all safe for work, cutesy.
You know what's funny though is DHX, from what I've heard, is in like deep financial trouble or something. So
more shilling.
Yeah. Hey, it's okay. I'll just dive into my Swiss bank account and buy out Barcast.
Well, okay, I don't understand how DHX is in trouble considering all the work they do for Hasbro.
This is just hearsay I've heard. I don't know if it's true, but I have heard that like the only thing they've been making money off of is MLB.
And we just watch it all for free on the internet.
Yeah.
Well,
so
some
true.
of us can't afford to buy all those episodes all the time.
I would fucking buy
plan on
season
getting them all
box
on
sets if they actually
Blu-ray.
sold them.
I'll tell you
Ew.
what, when they come out with the 4K Blu-ray edition of all the seasons plus the movie, and I'm not including the Equestria Girls because in my mind they don't exist, because it's not fucking Pony, no matter what you say. And it really isn't, because it's not Pony, it's human, and they're fucking weird colors, like Captain Kirk had a bunch of babies, and hey, there they are.
It's okay, Rav. It's like how Flurry Heart doesn't exist in my mind. I don't know who.
So anyways, yeah, when I get 4K Blu-rays so that, I can kind of keep with the technology curve, then yeah, I'm going to go out and buy them. But until I can actually get my hands on them...
Bro, you're way ahead of me. I don't even have a player or even a flat screen TV.
What?
I'm just lucky that my laptop will play Blu-rays right now. I mean, that's really it.
Fucking 4K, the fuck out of here.
No,
that shit.
No, I want it 4K because, okay, for example, the TV I have now, when I bought it was $400 some odd, right? 1080p, all this other fun stuff, kind of mid-grade for its time. Now we've got 4K TVs at the same price with all the same features, if not better features, including that higher resolution. So, it's like, well, fuck, In another 4 or 5 years, I'm probably going to have to get a 4K because it's going to be down to $200. So, yeah.
Don't they already have like 8K TVs now?
If you want to spend $3,000 or $4,000 on it, yeah.
And it's 8K, 3D, OLED. Now they got QLED and just.
All I can think is just fuck. How high can they make the resolution before it's like you could put your face right up to the screen and it doesn't matter how many pixels are there because your eyes cannot perceive that many points.
4K. We already have it. It is 4K, which is not true 4K. It's like 3, but anyways. The problem is your eye actually cannot tell the difference between 2K and 4K until that monitor reaches a specific size.
Mm-hmm.
But
you know, you have to be able to see the gaps between the pixels.
what about if you're watching a film where someone throws 4,000 bits of glitter up in the air, all of different colours?
Mm-hmm.
Then you could make out what the different colours are.
No, probably not. Honestly, what they'll do is the resolution craze will stop, I think, right at about 12K, and then they'll finally get off their ass and start making televisions with more than just 4 base colors: white, green, red, and blue.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
they'd invent new colours.
We've already got it. There's a quad color TV that uses yellow as well, and it has its own processors and whatnot inside, so that whatever signals are being sent to it to perceive yellow, it's actually making yellow, true yellow.
Hmm.
Imagine what Fluttershy would look like if she was actually yellow.
Like she's supposed to be. Okay,
Ultimate
it's
yellow
probably
light.
wrong of me to say, but if you go on Yay Ponies and you can download a color corrected version, in if you're dissatisfied with your iTunes versions, which their colors are faded badly. Yeah, you can go on there and get the color corrected, so it's a little more saturated, like you would expect it to be, rather than it being kind of dulled and gray and beige and shit.
Hmm. Interesting.
Yeah, those are the ones that I tend to grab. Like I said, I can't wait till I get like a high resolution Blu-ray so that I can actually do shit.
You know, it's just it's weird. What do you? So you're saying that the next fad after the resolution craze will be the color craze, basically?
Yes, well, it has to be. Think of it like this. Our screens only have an RGB that is just so good, you know. And out of the factory, the colors are incorrect. You have to buy a color corrector with the software to fix that, to get it as close to 100% accurate as possible. My tablet screen is actually not 100% accurate. If I'm lucky, it's like 70 or 80% color accurate. The only way I'm gonna know if it's accurate is if I take an image, export it, and put it on my phone, because my phone is 100% color accurate. It has to be.
Really?
Yes. Right now, because of the cell phone craze and because of screen resolutions and pictures especially, your cell phones, especially if you have a newer smartphone, is 100% color accurate out of the factory.
Wow.
Because you cannot adjust the color yourself. Unless you've got a very special phone, you cannot adjust that color.
When are we going to get
So,
sort of 3D holograms, like in, at the beginning of Star Wars?
well, as soon as they figure out how to make the technology in the 3DS better, so that it doesn't have to track your eyes, yeah.
Isn't like Microsoft working on like that HoloLens thing or whatever it is?
Kind of. We already do have a holographic table. You can look it up on YouTube. I haven't seen the video yet. But it is an actual like holographic table where you can walk around it, you can see it, you can touch it, all this kind of fun shit. I don't know much about the color, and I also know that somebody came up with an actual holodeck, which was also a video topic that I wanted to click into and haven't had the time for. So
yeah.
Can you fuck it?
Probably.
So when are we gonna get like
I
a
wish.
fully 3D, fully lifelike holograph of Tupac?
Give it 10 years.
Okay, good.
Well, I know technology, they say it's, whatever technology we have, we always try to double it to make it better. Well, eventually you hit a plateau and it stops completely until a new piece of technology comes out, and then it rises like that again.
Yeah, it's like there's the thing.
Look at how we've advanced just in our technology over the last 5 years versus the 5 years prior to that, where technology kind of flattened out for a while and then it skyrocketed.
Well, of course, it also depends on what you're looking at. Like, a computer processors have not changed much at all in the past 10 years or something in terms of power from what I've heard. Like,
well, okay, the processors you have in your computer, until they come out with a different processor, and I mean completely different.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about quantum computers, because those are very different. Those are different, but not in the same way that you need them. The processors in your computers are built for very specific tasks. Until a technology comes out that requires a different processor, you're not going to get it. We have the best we're going to have for quite a while.
Yeah.
Quantum computers, everybody says, oh, they're so great and they do all this. The only thing quantum computers are good for is getting a positive and a negative at the same time, which allows it to think more organically like we do, but it only does very specific tasks, and I mean very, very specific tasks.
Even
right now, they're using it to build. They're trying. One of the cool things, they're using quantum computers right now to calculate how things learn to walk, better structures for walls and buildings and even airliners, just to make them bigger, lighter, and stronger. They're using it for actual scientific, what's the word I'm looking for? Progress.
Yeah.
That's all quantum computers are good for. They are good for organic levels of thinking. Our consumer grade processors are good for what you're using it for right now, and that is it.
Well,
And I suppose
Right.
that's kind of the reason why we have stuff like we have graphic processing units, physics processing units, sound processing stuff.
Oh.
What it's meant for.
Yeah, and honestly, it took me so long to understand the difference between a CPU and a GPU. Well, okay, I get it. I don't care what anybody says. They're the same thing, except for one thing. A CPU is designed to handle many, 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 many different tasks all at once. A GPU is designed to handle one specific type of task or many types of tasks of the same process. But that's it. A GPU is only for image rendering. It is not for all the complex operations that your computer has to make in order to work.
Right.
Kind of like an ASIC system, but not quite as basic. Anyways, off the science topics because reasons.
Because reasons.
Yeah, we were on tea or coffee. I said tea.
I
Wait,
don't
are we
like
still on
drinking
that?
coffee.
Yeah,
Yes,
we are.
that-
We are.
I love coffee as a person, but as far as drinking coffee, fuck it, I hate it so much. I much.
How many
tea.
different types of coffee have you tried?
Several. They all. It's just coffee tastes very
Iced coffee?
bitter. I've had iced coffee. I've had hot
Oh, I
coffee.
love iced coffee.
I've had dark. The only type of coffee I would quote unquote coffee I would have is like those frappuccino shit that you get from like Starbucks, which at that point is like sugar with coffee on the side.
Sugar and milk with a little bit of coffee flavor. Yeah.
Basically, yeah.
Oh,
No, me, I love tea, and I love. I hate how you have to do this at some places. Unsweetened tea.
Yeah.
I can tolerate sweetened tea, but I much prefer a bunch of sugar.
Yeah, me too.
And I love hot tea.
We got somebody else wants to chime in.
have we?
I am a hot chocolate drinking pleb.
Ugh.
Nothing wrong with that, except I can't drink dairy anymore, so.
Oh, that sucks.
Yep. Lactose intolerance is a bitch.
Nah, black
Can't
coffee.
you get lactose-free hot chocolate? I'm pretty sure it exists.
They do well. I mean, it wouldn't be the chocolate or the mix that would bother me. It's just the milk itself. But I know they sell lactose-free milk because I've seen it at the store. I haven't gotten any though.
Yeah, it's called almond milk.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
But anyway.
No. They actually sell like cow's milk with the lactose removed.
Huh.
And
Yeah,
there's
that's
a,
the thing.
and there's an ice cream place in town because the thing I miss the most about being lactose intolerant is ice cream. I don't give a fuck about not eating cheese anymore. I never liked it to begin with. Hi, Pencil. And
Oh,
But-
pencils here?
no, I'm just saying if she, in case she is,
Oh.
because I'm shit talking cheese. But anyway,
Everyone's like,
Um,
pencil? Pencil?
so
Well, I
but
hope she hops in here one of these days. That'd be hilarious, actually.
isn't she scheduled?
No, she's still too busy for us.
Yeah.
Us
More,
mirror
yeah,
monkeys.
she's just too important for us. So
Okay. So I'm reading over this next topic, and I don't understand the first sentence. And Cyber says, first things
Oh.
first. Shrills
Shrills.
if... I don't get it.
You have to scream really high
shills.
pitched. No shrills.
Oh, I can't. I'm actually like really.
I think
I'm really
Cyber
sick.
meant to say shill.
No, you meant shrills. You meant
I
krill.
don't get it. What's the context for this sentence?
Well, he's in the chat, so.
Cyber.
I know.
Cyber, what are you
explica algo.
talking
Shrills
about?
if you don't do it. Don't do what? What am I not doing that I need to shriek for?
I love this sentence.
You're not.
I can't because I'm like sick. I've been throwing up.
Yeah.
My voice is about to go out, so I can't.
I
I
just
can
love
feel it.
Please don't give any context. This is such a great sentence in that context.
I think what he's saying is that you're not screaming hard enough when I fuck you, Rav.
No. You'd be the bitch, honestly.
I would actually. No, I totally be. Because that's.
I love how you both like agreed that you would be like a bottom hit.
No, I would be the bitch. I would totally be the bitch. I fully.
I know
admit.
that's sexist to say, but yeah, you kind of would be the bitch because you're really a lot smaller than me, and I am a lot stronger than you.
Yeah, I have no muscle. Plus, I'm just naturally a sub, so.
The thing is I don't know what any of you guys look like, so.
I'm thinner than a skeleton, okay? Like, Enigma is thin. I am thin.
Yeah,
Like
he's
Rav.
like string bean kind of thin.
Yeah,
But
Rav.
he's also kind of short too, so that doesn't help.
Yeah, Rav could probably just break my bones by just looking at me.
I could probably reach through and grab your spine if I wanted to.
Probably.
See, I have the unfortunate, like, this is why I chose God of Chaos on that one subject. I am a walking contradiction. I am the most average person you will ever see, yet I have the most unaverage features and skill set. I'm
Well-
average looking. I'm brown hair, brown eyes, 5'10", 230 plus pounds, equal parts muscle and fat.
I thought you were bald.
No, I
Did you
I
really?
shave it.
Oh, I don't know where I got that from.
You probably got it from Enigma saying that I look like some fucking I don't know what character it was.
Skinhead? No.
I think he was like a DJ or something, and he had like these fucking plugs in his ears. I have tunnels in my ears, but they're not terribly large. But no, I buzz or shave my hair off because I'm going bald at an early age. But no, I have brown hair, curly, turns into a Jufro is why I shave it. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Oh, that's why you caught my hairstyle immediately. You
Uh-huh.
recognized my Jew for.
Yeah. I tried straightening it once and it looked more like a lion's mane than
Yeah.
straight hair.
I have the same issue. I don't even comb
So-
my hair.
So yeah, like I said, that's why I chose God of Chaos, because apart from personality quirks, physical quirks as well, I am deceptively strong and deceptively fast. You wouldn't think so by looking at me, but I am.
Well,
Right.
suck your own dick, why don't you?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I wish I could. My spine doesn't bend that far.
I know someone who can. Legit, I know a guy who can legit suck his own dick.
Wish I could suck mine.
Yeah, why don't you try that, Kyrie? Oh wait, no. You have a flashlight. Never mind.
I have 5, thank you.
Yeah.
All you have to do is uninstall one of those.
Exactly.
Put on a dildo with one of those squirt functions.
Just get Pencil's dog dildo. And just fill it up with vodka.
Cyber has the next topic. The 2018 Minecraft 1.14 spring update. I don't know what it is.
What? Oh,
It's a link.
Fanny's
So-
Farms
Yeah.
here.
Well, I mean, as a topic, I don't know what it is. I don't keep up with Minecraft.
I haven't played Minecraft in months.
He linked the Minecraft official wiki.
Oh.
I think they added dolphin.
Oh man.
Yeah, they did.
Shit.
The update Aquatic is an upcoming major update with a set release date of between April and May. It will focus on making the ocean more lively, so
Making
more
oceans great
creatures.
again.
Yeah. Blocks, items, mobs, generated structures, biomes, and other planned changes. Unless they add submarines, if they haven't done that already. The coral, available as a block, slab, stair, and plant. 5 colors, textures will be replaced. Grows up from the bottom of water in tall pillars. Nice. Items, tridents can be thrown at enemies or used as a melee weapon. Can be enchanted with new enchantments.
Oh. Welcome to
The
Mine
monsters
Shops.
of the night skies. Oh god. Was voted in Watchers. Spawns at high altitudes and swoops down in groups of around 3 or 4 to attack players that have not slept in a long time. The player must be above sea level.
Oh, it won't work in Death Valley.
Yeah. Dolphins will often jump out of the water and land back in. Will lead players to sunken treasures. That's cool. Fish comes in several different colors and or types, can be picked up in a bucket and placed back down. When this is performed on the fish, it will no longer be able to despawn.
Wait, is that true?
Hmm.
Buckets make fish immortal. Does that work
I
in real
guess.
life?
I wish.
No. Generated structures. Shipwrecks will contain loot chests. We're shown primarily composed of dark oak wood planks and dark oak fences. They're going to add icebergs, consist of packed ice and snow, generate on the surface of frozen ocean biomes.
Can they sink ships?
Probably. Biomes, addition of one more ocean variant, including warm and cold versions, coral and kelp to be kept separated. Enchantments, they're adding enchantments, loyalty, impaler, slipstream, dash. Oh, so they're taking a key from Smash Brothers. And then it goes into general stuff. Oh, that's kind of cool.
Sounds interesting.
I don't know
If
why
I
he would
played
link us that.
I mean, well, it's interesting to know, but I don't play Minecraft enough to know, and
I used
ocean
to.
setting is not my thing.
Yeah.
Best place to order Dakimakura's giant and lewd or naughty plushie. Looking for Daki for Xmas, triple X plushie for a friend, a joke of a friend, and the giant plushie for my niece. Okay. So you're gonna give your niece a super lewd Daki or plushie.
Yeah. You really like
Like,
Yeah,
insert,
super
here is
lewd
anus,
plushie.
insert hand.
Wow.
Cyber, you're gonna go to jail for that, and we're not giving you the. We're not gonna be collaborators or what's it called? Guilty by association. So
No.
no.
We're not gonna be.
We're not going down for you.
But message
Nope.
S Park.
We're not tricking out your panel fan. Thank you very much.
I remember that story.
Okay. Next topic: what to do for Christmas and New Year's? Get drunk.
Yeah. Get lots of
I
presents.
remember back in my childhood when it was actually fun.
Me too.
We would invite over some kids our age, and we'd have like a bunch of cheese and like snack foods laying out, and we would play blackjack and bet our food as
Nice.
like money.
Hmm.
And then we had more fun than the people who were actually getting drunk, which was our parents and shit.
Nice.
So those were the good old days where life was okay and I didn't want to kill myself.
Oh, okay. Just go full emo on us. Why don't you?
I
Gambling.
have to. In every episode, I have
Crawling
in my crawling in.
Gambling makes everything better.
Exactly, especially if you're gambling food, because that's legal.
Life's a
And won't
bitch.
you?
Life's a bitch, and then you die. That's why we get high.
Kind of. Alright.
Well, actually, a thing I'm kind of looking forward to is it's not on Christmas itself, but it's been kind of in days leading up to it. Is my family has a tradition where it would originally just start off with family, but we started inviting friends of family. We meet up at someone's house. We bring a whole bunch of sugar cookies, plain sugar cookies that have been cut up into various shapes, and we break out some frosting and various kinds of stuff to decorate them with, and we make various kinds of cookies with it.
That's
That
nice.
sounds
That's
like fun,
actually
actually.
like really tame. What the fuck?
Yeah, man. Come on, bro. But I
And
like
then
it.
light a Christmas tree on fire, dance around it with a bunch of funny masks.
Let's see. Last New Year, I spent it with Seven and a friend of ours who backstabbed us.
Ooh.
What,
We
on
all
me?
got. She backstabbed us for that. So I don't know why we even hung out with her. Oh, well, that was a bad idea. But we spent the entirety of New Year's Eve drinking and playing drinking games with the movie Napoleon Dynamite.
Oh god.
Oh man.
So it's like
What,
every time you
Monica
saw
opened his mouth?
vote for Pedro, you had to take a shot.
Oh fuck.
That was like one of the biggest ones where we drank a lot.
We're not gonna do much for Christmas. Partially because there's just a lot going on right now. My grandpa's really sick, and he doesn't have too much longer to live. So we're probably just gonna make this the last Christmas with him, stuff like that. So
Wait,
Nice.
we're not going to spend it with each other doing a Mugshots Christmas special
Probably not.
live on Christmas
Like-
Day.
Christmas and Hollis.
Is Christmas Day really a day?
No,
I can't pull
but,
up my calendar.
But I've been
Christmas
booking guests
is
for a special.
Monday.
Ah,
It's just going to be me. No.
I have more week.
I don't know what I'm doing for Christmas.
My birth miss.
Your birth miss.
Merry
Oh,
birthday.
you were born on Christmas?
I was born on the 23rd, so
Wow.
close enough.
So
Oh,
you're
okay.
kind of like me, where I was born late enough into the year that people don't really buy you gifts; they buy you.
That's why I said birth miss and not birthday.
Yeah. I mean, my birthday's in 2 days, but yeah, no, I always kind of got. I always got shorted on gifts, either when we did do Christmas when I was really little, or even Hanukkah years later, especially if my birthday fell right in the middle of after. Well, you can either have a birthday or you can have Hanukkah. You know, pick one. This is fucking unfair.
Yeah.
It's still a hard thing to do because my birthday is so close to Christmas. people start thinking about, oh, what gift should I get this person? What should I get this person? And then everyone completely forgets my birthday.
Mhm.
Oh.
And then when it's my birthday, I actually have to remind people that it is my birthday. And like normally my mom and my grandma are really good about this because they don't ever want to leave me out.
Mhm.
But last year they actually fucked up real bad and they forgot to get me a cake.
Oh wow.
Oh.
And so
Feels bad.
they ended up taking me to the store and I bought a cheese wheel instead.
Nice.
That was my birthday cake, was the wheel.
That's actually kind of sad. I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, I don't know if I've told you the special story about my birthday, have I?
Probably
When
not.
you were a baby, about.
Yeah, and about the celebrity
I think you said
who
that.
held
Oh,
me.
yeah,
yes.
yeah, you did tell us about that one.
Yeah.
That dude.
Billy Ray Cyrus.
Yeah.
If you guys missed it, Billy Ray Cyrus held me when I was a child. When I was
Yes.
first born, on the day I was born, Billy Ray Cyrus held me. I also came home in a stocking.
Yeah. Merry Christmas. Here's your present.
A shitty little child.
Yeah.
But,
Too poor
but
to
no,
afford real clothes. You come home in your dad's sock.
like, it doesn't even matter, like, what school I go to. No matter what school I go to, everyone's always going to be off, like, on my birthday. So I've never been in school and someone would come up to me and be like, happy birthday. I've never, like, at work on my birthday and someone says happy birthday, because normally
Alex, did you do that?
Do what? Say happy birthday.
Did you change your name?
What? Did you change my name to what?
Oh, sorry, what did you do?
Oh,
Pancake?
God.
No, you should have changed it to Kyrie's fucking pissed, because
Oh,
that's
yeah.
what my picture is right now.
What's the matter?
I-
Japanese waffles.
Alex, do Japanese.
I don't know if the rest of you guys saw it. I'm gonna post it in the mugshots, but I made an edit of that Kirby's fucking pissed picture, and I edited it to make it where Kyrie's fucking pissed. There it is. It's in mugshots. If you want to post that in chat, Alex.
Okay,
Alex.
so to go with this whole thing, okay, Kyrie's fucking pissed. Commentary on American Kirby box art. Would Japanese waffles box art then show you being happy?
No. No. It would also show me being mad, because I fucking hate it.
Well, hey, have you ever had Japanese waffles? I'm just saying.
Japanese pancakes, thank you. Like, I love when I'm playing Xbox and, like, I go into a comp match and I'm sitting there and I'm hearing everyone else talk in the group chat, and it's like, ooh, pancakes. I could go for some pancakes right now. And I'm like,
I could
yes.
go for some
And then they're like, nah, but waffles are better. And I'm like, fuck you. That's actually a thing that goes on quite frequently when I play Overwatch.
Yeah.
Most,
Waffles are fine in a pinch, but nothing beats a nice stack of pancakes.
Really? I mean,
like
come on.
¿Por qué no los dos?
Get some
You can
butter
fuck
and
pancakes. You
syrup
can't
on
fuck
that.
waffles.
Yeah, you can,
Sure
man.
you can.
No,
You
you
get
can't.
ridges. Unlike with pancakes, you
They're
actually
so
get ridges. with
crunchy,
waffles.
though. Why would you want your dick on that?
That's why you
Pancakes
use
are
butter and
small.
syrup, you pleb.
And even with the butter and syrup, it doesn't make them soft enough for you to fuck it.
No, not if you get the microwave ones where you don't actually cook it, you nuke it, and they're really fucking
Well, then
soft.
those are shitty. Those aren't worth fucking to begin with.
They're like a sloppy cunt. I mean, everybody's used
Oh,
it. Why
God.
not you?
Yeah, exactly.
Fucking
Hey,
kill
you
me
may-
now.
Hey, you may
This
just
is
come
the
back home
reason
with
why I want to end my life, guys.
Well, look, here on the broadcast, killing yourself is always an option.
Yes, that's why I'm killing myself tomorrow. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, well, will you at least let me come to your and just
No.
place a stack of waffles on your grave?
No, fuck you. I'm never telling you where I'm being buried or cremated or
I think she
whatever
would
I
rise
decide.
from her grave if that happened.
Oh, hey, look, necromancy's fun.
Gee.
She'll come back to life and beat the shit out of me.
I'll come back to life and beat the shit out of Rav.
Oh, okay.
Just
That
Rav.
works. Hey, if Rav can be my scapegoat, that's perfectly fine with me.
So if
There's nothing-
anybody does anything to my grave or anything, yeah, I'm coming back to life and kicking the shit out of Rav.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with a German guy scapegoating.
Hey, Kyrie.
Yes.
Once you're dead, can we touch your eyeballs? Or will it still
What?
freak you out? No, sorry, that sounded weird. It sounded like weird sexting. This is
Oh God.
I
thought-
fiddling
wait, hold
that
on, hold
start
on, hold on.
crying.
Did I
And
just
night,
hear,
everybody.
Did I just hear a gun cock in the background? Jesus, Tyler, you already on that?
Yes.
See, now, that's the thing. That's the thing. It wouldn't just be one of you guys doing something weird. It would probably be me, and I would be the person constructing a little, like, 4-post frame with wire over it and a bunch of little wires hanging down, holding plastic eyeballs all staring at her grave. Like, hundreds of them, just of different sizes and colors, even shapes if I felt like it. And they're all just staring at her, watching her dead body decompose underground,
God.
and then I would surround it in a circle of waffles
Well, guess
with
what?
like arcane,
You're
like
gonna die
arcane
from me
symbols
haunting
with syrup.
Todd. Why does
I'm
everyone
afraid.
gotta
I'm
mess-
afraid. I'm afraid to see what Rav would do to my gravestone.
Probably cover it in porn plushies and say, "Here." I don't know.
That wouldn't freak me out.
No, but it'd freak everybody else out. It'd be like, "Here lies a brony. Get used to it."
I wouldn't.
Oh,
give a
your
shit what
grandmother's
it
over there? Guess what she's sitting next to? A clopper.
looked-
Wow. Why are you so fucked up, man? I think you
'Cause
need
it's
to
fun.
seek medical attention.
No, he's the god of chaos. This is what he always does.
I like making people uncomfortable. I like testing people's limits. Like, not like, go out there, "Hey, you're a fucking retard, fight me." Nothing like that. It's more of, I like to see that edge. I like to see that edge that you have to push people past to get them beyond just a little embarrassed or annoyed or pissed off.
I'm pretty
Well,
much used to it now, though. I'm
Brad,
not
you
really
already
offended
you know
by
what
it.
that is for me. I'm pretty sure.
I don't remember off the top of my head.
Anatophobia.
Uh,
The fear of vomit.
Yeah, phobia of vomit.
oh, okay.
Yeah, that's my phobia.
So then I'm going to Spencer's and then, having all kinds of fun with some of their colorful gift sections.
Jesus.
I'll just make a recording of somebody throwing up and just play it over and over and over.
And you have to tape his eyes open, and you gotta make it to where he can't move.
Oh my god.
I don't even need to do that. All you'd have to do is like make some slime concoction, or hell, even open a can of soup and just drop it on his head while you make. That would probably work.
Hey, I know how we could fuck with Alex's grave. Alex.
Alex,
Alex.
Sorry,
Alex.
I was busy
Hey,
counting.
the Barcast never existed.
Wait, what?
Barcast never existed.
It was a dream. That's how you fuck with Alex's grave.
I mean, I've got that tattoo though to prove that It's not fake.
What tattoo? You full of shit. You're too much of a pussy to get a tattoo.
He got tatted up.
I
If
have
you got a Barcast tattoo, like in all seriousness, I would be like, what the hell? Because there's an actual girl who works at Seven's Arby's that has an Arby's tattoo on her.
No, I
Nice.
took a
It
picture
also
of it.
has the tattoo of the type of card that they use for managers. She has that tattooed on her as well.
Jesus.
Oh God.
Yeah, in Microsoft's chat.
The mugshots.
Is that
That is it.
I can see how bullshit that is.
Ah,
See how that's
Okay.
edited on.
that's Photoshop.
Like I can even see the outline.
Fuck you. I thought it was good. I thought it was convincing.
You're close, but no cigar.
It's probably quite difficult to do convincingly, actually, a tattoo.
It's not if you put it on the right layer.
Well, I didn't do that.
On the right layer type, and you have to mess
you
with the
need to work
Do
some
we
histogram.
more
look like
blurring.
artists? Do we look like artists to you, Rav?
No.
We're all just bullshitting it.
Yeah, none of us are artists.
Well, I mean, are any of you watching my stream? I mean, come on, I'm playing around with a cyborg. Here, I'll zoom out so people can actually kind of see it.
You know,
I know.
It's
And
before
I'm
it'll
just kind of-
actually fucking zoom out.
Lag.
Yeah, lag.
Okay. I believe mine is done. I just gotta edit format a little bit. And I'll be done. I am actually really fucking proud of this one.
What did you
Okay, now it's
draw,
moving.
Kyrie? Oh yeah, I see it, Rav. Yeah.
Mercy. Watch.
Oh yeah, the game that everyone has played that I haven't.
Well, you don't have to play it to know who the characters are. Not hard.
I mean, shoot, I'm part of the Overwatch Discord just for the art channel. Oh shit, and it's time to end the stream. So,
Indeed.
we hope you all have enjoyed this as much as we have. Who do we have next week, Alex?
We have Nova Quill. Thanks,
Nice.
Thanks to chat.
We gotta find somebody for the week after.
Yes.
We need a
So,
schedule.
come
We really
on.
need a schedule and a backlog of people that we want on.
Oh yeah, but we're not that organized, guys.
There are people
So
that want to come back. I just don't know when it stops being too soon.
It's all
As long as it's been at least a month, I think that should be okay.
Okay.
yeah.
We always have the same 4 people a few months.
Oh God.
In order, of course.
It's always fun to like bring them back on.
That's just that you just want Seventh to be back on, Kyrie.
What? No.
Jumps on at
God,
any
no.
time.
Seventh.
Why would I want him back on? He can take his computer and then I won't have anything good.
Eventually, the day
I'm
is
on
gonna
his computer right now and my stream is amazing on here versus, being on my computer.
My question is, so how do you type with your flashlights?
You invert it.
I have big ass like clitorises on them, so it's like tech.
Okay.
This just in, Kyrie has prehensile clitorises.
I have clits that are as big as dicks, guys.
Damn. Okay. That's
Like a hyena.
Okay, but that's seriously what I did. And
Alright. Well, we're gonna end it here. Thank you all for joining us. This has been Alex _
Yes, it has.
El Commandant.
why?
Japanese waffles.
oh fuck, man, I'm fucking pissed. You know what?
It's a catchphrase.
The air conditioner.
The dance of life continues.
And this has been your host, the Shithead. So we hope you all have enjoyed this particular mug
Grab
shot.
your shithead.
I know it.
There
And
we
I
go.
love it.
Go look at my stream after it gets up to the point.
Nice.
Alright. See you all later and hope you have a good night. Bye.
Bye-bye.
I fucking